Well, might as well sing Sonic his final rites, so let's finish up the hero side story to finally bring all of this to an end. In fact, let's look back at the time where it all went wrong.
Okay, Sonic. Now put that emerald.
I will say this, the context is interesting now knowing that Eggman could legit blow Amy's brains out at any moment. Her hand was effective, but a gun's still a gun.
The moment
found out the hard way.
The moment where it all went wrong, you mean the moment where Naka was allowed in the English recording booth?
Okay, now, like I've hinted at, Meteor Herd is actually not a bad stage. In fact, some people actually find it to be the breather level since it's placed between Eternal Engine and Crazy Gadget. We'll get to Crazy Gadget later, but once again we got a nice, chill, lyrical rap from Unit P. And thanks to the gravity now, your jumps will be a lot higher.
There you go.
One thing you have to watch out for in Meteor Herd, though, are, well, the meteors.
Duh.
They hurt.
Well, that was easy enough.
Yep, so far so good. Like I mentioned during Mad Space, though, Meteor Herd's progression is focused on going up a lot. So again, do a quick sweep of the area on each level where you are.
Trust me,
also, might as well show off the sunglasses.
Yeah. Trust me, words cannot describe how much smoother the whole process of playing these is with the better radar mod, where we can actually detect all the emeralds at once, like in Adventure 1.
Yeah, that's not a very good sign when you have to use a mod to join.
Trust me,
Okay.
Well, okay, first of all, Dweebs, like, that's kind of arbitrary in a sense, but that logic a lot of games will not be able because, realistically speaking, not many can be 100% optimized, especially at launch. But, go on, Jova, sorry.
It's definitely a case of age where people were probably more okay with this back in the day, and again, I will say this, for the most part, I found that even doing this without the better radar, I can still have fun with most of these treasure hunting stages. Maybe a bit of difficulty with stuff like Death Chamber and, oh god, Mad Space is not even really fun with the better radar, but I digress. Like, it would have been better if they had the same radar as Adventure 1, but I'd still say that these stages are fun. And I will say, with the better radar, I can definitely appreciate how the stages for the treasure hunting feel a lot more unique than they did in Adventure 1, especially given how they get their own musical motifs here. Like, the deal with treasure hunting in Adventure 1 was, it was more or less an area you'd already been to, repurposed for Knuckles' progression.
Yep.
Not necessarily bad, but I do feel like the treasure hunting stages get their own more unique identities in Adventure 2, especially since they're made from the ground up for Knuckles. Like, legit, if
obviously.
they just had the better radar from the get-go, I bet you people would have probably have just automatically liked the treasure hunting better in Adventure 2 from the start. And
There was no need to change the radar.
There was literally no
really
need.
wasn't.
Like they literally fixed something that wasn't broken.
Now that's one thing I have not been able to find out why they did yet. Like, if that was, you know, their way of trying to make things more challenging or whatnot, or like, I don't know, maybe something went wrong.
We still have that
development.
mentality from the original Echo the Dolphin, where, oh no, if we make the game this easy, people will beat it like in 5 minutes and will shell the game immediately.
That's the thing too.
I don't know. I think we were out of the era of people more so renting games than buying them.
The thing is too, that mentality is stupid if you apply it to Echo the Dolphin, because that game is pretty long for a Mega Drive game anyway. So I don't even get that.
Well,
Johnny's review, that's what he mentioned, he theorized.
It was Echo the Dolphin was a pretty tough game, which we do know that.
Pick up the chow in those gloves.
Don't worry, Knuckles can handle them with care, Lives.
Well, let's see.
You also, to the credit of Johnny, I get what he meant with Echo. Echo was a tough game, and that was definitely in the era where devs were encouraged to make their games tougher.
Because of the rental market.
See, Knuckles won't hurt him. Fine.
I mean, it's a showcase of demonstration to balance his strength.
Oh my god, Knuckles, don't
Nice
choke the
relaxing
poor
place
chow!
After all the bullshit.
Seriously,
Nice and zen.
can the chow even breathe when they're being held by Knuckles with all that stuff in his gloves?
That
Jesus.
begs the question, like, Shiro, like, is the Chow Garden like a space between spaces but just exist in a pocket?
Well,
next to
Joe,
Sonic?
well, Teo, ever since Sonic 1, we've
Probably.
established that there are spaces between dimensions. That's what the special stages are, you know, so the Sonic universe is full of spaces between dimensions.
Really makes you think, doesn't it?
He's not even touching him. Like, if you look at the thing, like,
With those plates on his hands, he looks like he's trying to iron the chow.
Wow. Knuckles
Or like
ironing
steam
this-
them.
Now there's a thought. There she is, and there they are.
Long time no see.
Long time no see.
Long time no see. I do like the banter between them, though. Okay, so like I mentioned, I actually find fighting Rouge tougher. Oh. Hold on, she said it, not them. Knuckles, look out, she's a bat. You know that they tend to suck. She'll suck your big fat wallet dry.
Alright, so the aim of this boss fight is... Okay, if I'm making this boss fight, yeah, I'm gonna select Rouge trying to take your...
I guess I
And if
should
it-
mention more.
And the rings are actually on currency, so if Rouge takes them all, Knuckles just faints because he's broke.
Okay, the reason I don't like Black Wave as much is because Black Wave has more of a suction effect and a bigger wide range to avoid than Thunder Arrow.
this particular track is called Suitable Opponent. It was composed by Jun Senoi.
Whoa, careful with the temper, Rouge. Your inner Omochao was showing there.
Why do people keep saying I sound like him?
Can't imagine why. Good old Knuckles, showing equal equality in fights.
Get away from my bitch.
Yeah, equal
Those are
rights
not,
and equal fights.
So,
Now what?
was it good for you?
Hey, Big.
I mean,
Some people prefer it this way. Like, Jova, again, just watch Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yes. In fact, Knuckles and Rouge might as well be Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Also, Glibs, well, as long as Lana Manel is not voicing young boys, it should be fine.
I mean, even that is better than... Well, again, she was only told to do that, but Bob's voice was...
No,
you know, you two could easily solve this dispute if you just kissed. You know?
yes.
But Shiri, that's too complicated.
You know, I do like how a lot of fans theorize that when Knuckles was kidnapped during the events of
Hey,
Frontiers, that
what are you doing there?
I get the feeling Big is jacking off to Rouge just now, I think. Big, be careful, children are watching. Like,
What children?
serious.
They're having a moment.
Big.
Yo, this is rated E for everyone. Of course the kids are for
Look, Big, at least do that in the privacy of your own cabin. Jeesh.
Maybe he was curious about how that would work in space.
Seriously, how did you achieve that, Jova? That was perfect.
mashing A.
I get that, but still, like the
Yeah,
timing.
mashing really is the right word.
I guess mashing really is the right what do you go about it.
But yeah, it got it timed just
But-
right.
Did Rouge just smile at Big going by?
Let us pretend that never happened, please.
Alright, now let's do Crazy Gadget.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have here's a new if we never thought we knew. Big as the Huts for Rouge. There you go.
Okay, I'll admit, Kid Me used to hate this stage because if Mad Space was the roadblock for most people on the Team Dark route, Crazy Gadget was the roadblock for me as a kid. That said, as an adult, I've grown to appreciate this stage, especially the fact that when you're playing the story mode version of it, Eggman is constantly talking crap to you over the PA.
Yep.
So he started doing that even before, you know, colors.
Colors.
Yep.
Yeah, although it's a lot more threatening here since, remember, he's holding Amy at gunpoint at this time, and he will remind you about that too. But yes, it's definitely a crazy gadget because not only do we have gravity mechanics, we got the tube sucking. You remember that from Def Egg Zone and Sonic 3 and Knuckles, right?
Mm-hmm. This stage in general feels a lot like an attempt to recreate the gimmick of Def Egg Zone, but in 3D.
You know, I'm not too surprised given how Izuka was one of the lead designers.
The lead designer. If you look at the credits,
Sonic 3 and
if you look at the credits,
debut when you
yeah,
think about
if you look at the credits of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Hirokazu Azuhara is the director as usual, but Izuka is credited as the lead game designer.
Which probably explains why there's a lot of references to Sonic 3 and Knuckles in this game. Remember, the whole desert base might as well be a big Sandopolis reference.
Remember, Izuka was Hirokazu Azuhara's pupil. But
and yes, you can even grind while upside down. But yes, we've also got puzzles to solve too.
It's like I was saying in the previous part, actually, that I feel like Izuka's best role, like the thing that he's best at, is being a game designer in general. I really wish we could get somebody else to be the producer, and Izuka could maybe go back to being a game designer for something. Maybe not necessarily a Sonic game, but maybe like something new of his, maybe. Or hell, dare I say it, maybe a new Knights game, maybe.
He wants to make it as much as he wants to make a new adventure game. Let him cook, Sonic. Sega.
Hell, Sega, you just announced that you're bringing back a lot of your old IPs. Well, Knights is right there.
I'm actually curious. Did either he or Yuji Naka were behind the Burning Rangers instead?
Yes. If I remember correctly, I don't think Izuka was involved in Burning Rangers, but Naka was.
Okay.
And yes, the thing that Sonic's riding on are upside-down grind rails. So.
Because I know Yuji Naka was involved for Billy Hatcher, definitely.
Yeah, that was like a little project of his, but Izuka wasn't involved in that because he was in America at the time. Billy Hatcher is a Sonic Team Japan project, not a Sonic Team USA project. Let me see.
You know, story-wise, it kinda makes sense that the Death Egg would be fashioned a bit after the arc, given how Eggman did look up to his grandfather a ton.
The last time that Izuka worked as a game designer was in Knight's Journey of Dreams, where he was director, writer, and lead game designer.
I'll say this, the story in Journey is better than that in Shadow.
It is, although the dialogue can be really, really cringy at times.
I will say this, Crazy Gadget is one of those stages where if you don't know what you're doing, you look silly, but when you do know what you're doing, you'll look cool.
Let me see, I'm taking a look at Burning Rangers credits right now. Yes, Yuji Naka was the...
here we go, this line coming up from Eggman. He's not kidding.
No, he's not.
And yes, it was Eggman who first said, "You're too slow."
Great.
In the meantime, yes, Teo, Yuji Naka was the producer of Burning Rangers, with Naoto Ashima being the director of that. And I'm not seeing Izuka's name in here anywhere.
You know, Pedro, I wonder if the reason Naka was being such a butt during this game's development was because he was stressed out by all the different buttons you can use in this game.
God. I hate you. No, not you, Naka. I mean, it's just like.
I mean, honestly.
The more we learn about this guy over the years, the more that he pisses me off. It's just go on.
I swear that picture where he's smiling, but none of the team members behind him are smiling, makes so much sense.
Is that the one where he literally edited out someone like he was Joseph Stalin or something?
No.
Okay.
It's not that one. I'm talking about the one where like he and the team are like celebrating something, but he's the only one smiling in that picture, whereas everyone behind him is not.
No, pretty much everybody that has worked with Naka over the years has reported that Naka is an incredibly obnoxious person to work with.
Oh, here we go. He's got a full James Bond villain.
Yeah, did Eggman turn into an sorry, did Eggman turn into a James Bond villain or something?
Aha!
He's not kidding about this room either. This room was the main reason this level was a roadblock to me as a kid. Because you're Sonic. Now you're gonna have to solve a bit of puzzle platforming.
But I wanna play Sonic, I don't want to think!
Well, we're in space, so isn't Eggman, so basically Eggman's Hugo Drax in this scenario.
Yeah.
But before I kill you, Mr. Bond.
Mr. T. Hedgehog.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So I want to make a parody of that where, before I kill you, Mr. Bond. Psych.
I do like the implication that Eggman's willing to risk Sonic having the real Chaos Emerald, if only if it means that he will finally kill Sonic, which, yeah, he is definitely determined in this game.
Yeah.
One theory I have heard is that he's extra determined in this game because he has something to live up to, his grandfather's legacy, especially since he doesn't know the entire truth behind his grandfather at this point, so yeah, he do be extra determined. Regarding Knuckles and Rouge, another fun fan theory I have heard is that some people think that while Rouge was distraught that Knuckles got kidnapped in Frontiers, while he was gone, she probably guarded the Master Emerald instead of stealing it just out of respect for him.
Oh, guess what, Joe? I'm looking at these credits. Guess who did the music for...
So they're basically married.
Guess who did the music for Burning Rangers, Jova? Our favorite Sega duo, Naofumi Ataya and Tomoko Sasaki. For those who don't know, the Knights composers.
It has a great... the game does have a great opening theme. So.
I am shocked that they referenced that in Project Cross Zone 2, but did not have the actual Rangers.
Probably, similar to Gain Ground in the first Project Cross Zone Jova, it might have been a case where, you know, some content was planned, but it was scrapped, and all they left was referencing via that.
So, you know, before I do negotiations with Eggman, I just want to check on the kids one last time. I mean, granted, I don't know why I'm worried. I'll probably
Sonic,
be
you're
just
a bad
fine.
influence for the child.
Sonic, where are you?
Hold on, I'm at the black market.
You're what?
I'm getting stuff for the kids at the market.
Fine example you're setting your young friend.
That's not...
This is coming from the guy holding my friend at gunpoint.
It's like
I'm upfront about my ability. You pretend to be all goody two-shoes, and yet now look at you.
It's like
finding your friends who you can play with little blue blobs.
It's like this that soccer mom from the 90s commercial. That's Sonic. Why are you so fast? What's the hurry, buddy? Why can't he be like that nice boy Mario?
Yeah, that was remember, that was Sonic saying he was the hero, but he wasn't a goody two-shoes hero. He was the cool dude.
That's the whole...
Which, again, I'll give Black Knight credit. They actually did fashion that into the sense that while he will be the hero, he's not as concerned as looking the hero. Wherein, ergo, just because it may hurt his public image doesn't mean it'll stop him from doing what's right.
Well, yeah, Jova, that's what the lyrics of "It Doesn't Matter" say. That's why, to me, "It Doesn't Matter" is the definitive Sonic theme song for the character, not the series. I mean, like,
and even Sonic Black Knight kind of agreed since it brought back that tune.
Exactly.
In fact, Passion and Pride, the soundtrack, has a remix of this game's version of It Doesn't Matter, which is awesome.
More with purpose.
Once more with purpose, yeah. Well, actually, technically, we already saw this
Okay, Eggman, you made me go through an entire death trap. I hope you don't try and kill me again.
Why were you hanging around that child?
Business first, shall we?
Business. Just in case.
More important than your
You
friend.
can't just abandon his kids.
Oh, by the way, she's not my girlfriend.
Well, actually,
So you say.
well, technically, Jova, the original vocal album for Sonic Adventure 1 was called Anthems with Attitude. Passion and Pride was actually a 2014 vocal album released that both on Adventure 1 and Adventure 2. Please get your terms right.
Aha, but you see, that is the soundtrack I'm referring to. As you'll see with the...
Out of curiosity, how did Sonic X adapt this scene? Especially with 4Kids
I haven't seen it in a few years, but if I know Sonic X, probably it's Chris instead of Amy there, and everybody is like, do it.
Now for a little space ride.
Isn't that nice of Eggman? He's gonna give Sonic a ride.
A last ride.
Honestly, my favorite of the parodies of this moment is the Among Us joke.
By the way, Amy, I never loved you. Goodbye.
Can you imagine the last moments of you being alive, and the most important thing that you want to tell is for the person that loves you the most, but you don't actually, love her in return. God damn. Sonic really
The overall,
is a beta.
like the overall way, especially if you watch something like the issue number 2 of IDW, for example, the thing with Sonic is that he does care for Amy. It's just that he doesn't want to be tied down with a relationship. So it's one of those things where it's implied that he does care for her, even potentially more than just a friend. It's just that he doesn't do relationships. That's basically the point.
I mean, it's the kind of thing that I did ask multiple times, even with stuff like Sly and Carmelita, so I can get behind that.
Well, okay, I'll wait till this is...
Alright, time to give Tails his due and let him rise.
I won't let him down.
However, Eggman has a sneaky trick in this boss fight. Since he has one advantage over you in this version, he gets the armor upgrade for this fight, which means if you try to fight him to a standstill, he will win over you in 1 HP, so fight smart against him.
You make good use of that little thingy there because it explodes and yeah.
Does he also use a laser cannon like Tails in the equivalent fight?
Obviously. In fact...
oh snap.
Oh, it's a missile barrage instead.
Yep, run like hell when he does that.
Obviously.
I do like how tough this boss fight is, though, because it really does show how no one's playing around.
There you go,
Watch
Tail.
this.
Oh, there it is.
There you go, and Eggman
Don't
kills him,
fire lasers
and
into
Eggman effectively kills himself by shooting the bomb with the laser cannon.
Smartest scientist in the world, everyone.
Oopsie.
I feel some strange.
Meanwhile, with Knuckles. Funny, Tails thinks he's got revenge for someone who died. Oh, there we go.
Sorry, I told you to not flash me.
Hey, Sonic. Whoa, I wasn't sure if I could pull that one off. Somehow I managed to use the chaos control.
You're lucky to be alive.
With a fake emerald. Yeah, that's bizarre as shit.
It never comes up
I'm worried
again.
about Tails and
Again, it's more the case where you can perform chaos control if you just believe hard enough.
Yeah,
I think
it's just
well, when it comes to this particular game, it's fine. The problem is that by the time we get to Sonic 06, that's where it really becomes a problem, where everybody can use chaos control and Shadow, even though it's meant to be Shadow's ability, you know. With Sonic, that's fine, like especially because it works especially good for the story in particular. Anyway, it's more by the time we get to something like Shadow and especially 06 that the whole chaos control thing really gets out of control.
There it is, everyone. Welcome to Grind Rail Central, aka my personal nightmare.
This is gross.
Again, don't get me wrong, Mad Space is still more infuriating and it sucked up way more time of my life, but holy shit, these fucking... Yeah, see, Jova just got one. The fucking actual works only half the time.
Alright, so...
And there we go. See?
Hold on, Tail, hold on, Tail. Hold on.
Of course,
wait for it.
shot.
See, us people, who have who get good can take shortcuts like this one that Jova just took.
I'm sure that if I play this stage these days, I probably will fare much better, more than before. But like you said, maybe it was the PS3 version that just wasn't optimized well enough.
Sounds more like a skill issue to me.
Clearly a skill issue on the console.
Well, keep in mind, I said skill.
To actually play this bullshit.
Well, I said it was a skill issue. I never said it was. I never said it was your skill.
All right.
I covered for you.
To you really quick. If I didn't quit before this point, I would have someone else do it for me. Yeah.
Basically, right. To recap things for you, Jova. Taylor was talking about how much he didn't really like the stage because he kept falling, and I just assumed it's
go.
And I'm just saying, sounds more like a skill issue to me.
Yeah. Okay.
I was gonna say, Tia, what is it they say about people blaming their tools?
That they need to buy better ones.
It's a little trick I found out.
Again, Dwibs, there are children watching. Come on.
What
No. Actually, a page of, I don't know if it's because you're not a native English speaker, but there is a terminology around in the English speaking world where people that just blame their tools for everything going.
No, I know what that is.
Considered the best workers in the world.
No, I know what that is. In fact, my joke comes from the fact that I'm not an English, I'm Portuguese. Because in my country, there is an euphemism of referring to your, package as your tool. So, yes.
Anyway, go on, brother.
To bring this back to the stage, Final Rush will give newcomers a challenge, but I feel once you know enough how stuff works out well, you're doing good. So long as you are not trying to switch rails on a curve here. Okay, I have gotten to the point where I can switch rails just fine when they're in a straight line. Not so much on the curves. Whenever people say, oh wait, hold on. Hey, Big.
Bye, Big.
Whenever people say that they want to return to the old grind rails, can we please just agree that some things really do need to be improved?
Oh no, definitely. Well, to be fair to those people, when they say that they're talking about the balance aspect. Obviously, switching rails needs to be worked on. I don't think anybody disagrees with that.
That's one thing I will definitely say is a lot better in the modern game.
Yeah.
The rail switching.
Well, okay.
As you probably saw when I kind of fell off one of the rails because the switching refused to work on the curved track.
One thing that's important, when the rails are more automated, of course, it's much easier to program the switching thing. What they needed is just to polish what they had here more, and refine it. That's what they needed to do.
I guess technically they did that for Heroes, and hey, one more chase. It started with a chase, and it ends with a chase.
Against the breeze.
Because the arc is really falling apart, as you'll see more so in Cosmic Fall, the level that made Shadow quit.
It was a good job touching a ring turns off death, because how many times has jumped off the bridge after you've hit the ring in this playthrough?
Imagine.
That was cool.
And yes, I got the A rank, because I got the skills. I mean, if you saw how that level opens up, you'll know I pretty much have some of the rail grinding down to a T.
Me, Blue Hedgehog. I thought that capsule you were in exploded in space.
Well, it did.
You know, what
I
can
wasn't
say?
in it.
I die hard.
Yeah, Bruce Willis says Sonic the Hedgehog. Why not?
So yes, the full reveal.
The
So yeah, the full reveal. Sonic is just that awesome that he was able to replicate Chaos Control using a fake emerald. Which, to be fair, even he admits he didn't know if that was gonna work.
Like, when you're at the point where the script even admits it, but you have no idea how a plot point happened, that's kind of a bad sign.
Oh, no. Like, they know... I mean, they know how it happened. It's more like Sonic wasn't sure if that would work. Alright, it's time to do what I honestly believe is the canonical end to the fight. Like, a lot of people debate that, oh, it could have been Sonic or Shadow, but let's be honest, Shadow was gunning to kill Sonic.
Not just that, like, if Sonic, even if he didn't kill Sonic, yeah.
Come on, anytime.
I'm waiting.
I'm working on it, okay? Look, unlike you, I've actually kind of been through a lot of damage.
Not just that.
If the
canonical stripe would have been the Team Dark one, that would have been that, you know, by this point, Sonic was actually able to master Chaos Control because he uses constantly during his fight.
Well, I guess unlike Sonic, Shadow had a good night's sleep.
Well, keep in mind, Sonic just used Chaos Control for the first time, with a fake emerald. As we learned, Chaos Control is not something you can easily pull off unless you're Shadow. Shadow has a sort of built-in Chaos Control, and even that version is not as powerful as the version he uses when he has a Chaos Emerald.
Not to mention, even if Shadow didn't only knock Sonic out cold, he would stop Sonic from destroying the Eclipse Cannon by doing that. So obviously, it has to be Sonic winning for the story to even work.
Which makes sense, since, you know, Shadow was the latest in a long line of rivals for Sonic to face down. Also, we haven't talked about it, this boss track is called For True Story.
Yes.
How fitting, since this is what you have to do to get to the last story.
It's once again performed by Everett Bradley and composed by Jun Senoue. Hold on,
It's an awesome tune, and it got remixed for generations.
It did indeed.
Oh, by the way, if you think you can just try and sneak up on your opponent by waiting by them, don't. The road's crumbling behind you.
Oh.
In a way, a bit of a reference to Sonic CDs, right, with Metal Sonic.
Oh, and small correction, it was actually composed by Fumiko Matani, not Jun.
Yeah.
Game over, Shadow.
Hooray! I just murdered Shadow.
No, I just knocked them out cold.
Oh, you
I'm
only
a big guy
you
like
only
that.
fainted, okay.
Yes, of course, too.
You're just alive again for a few days
Speaking
and
of
then dies.
fainting, oh my god, Tails, what did you do to Eggman?
I don't want to know.
Sonic.
Don't you
You
see?
must have beaten him half to death.
Dragged him out of the mech and just kicked the shit out of him.
Reminder that Tails is supposed to be 8-year-old.
Well, if you've seen what he did in Sky Patrol, he may have done some more.
So what you're saying, Shira, is that Tails just had his Stewie beating up Brian moment.
Oh, so you mean Tails Adventure, Jova? Sky Patrol is the one on the cart.
Right, yeah, Tails Adventure. You see, Tails had the adventure before Sonic got his adventure.
And then we have Big's fishing adventure.
Don't worry, it's not too damaged, so we'll still be able to use it in Shadow's game.
Somehow.
Just, hey guys, check me out. I look pretty cool in CGI.
Not with that smile, Sonic, sorry.
I mean, by 2001 standards, it's fine.
Yeah. And so, with that, the hero side comes to an end. Sonic has defied death and will actually live. So, again, to what I consider canon, pretty much every cutscene in this game is arguably canon. The only two ones that are a bit iffy are the one where Eggman calls Shadow saying that he found all 7 Chaos Emeralds, since that implies that he had defeated Tails at that point, since, well, we see him only clutching the Chaos Emerald at the very end of the hero route, essentially. And the implication that Shadow defeated Sonic, since, yeah, no, Sonic would be dead. Otherwise, every cutscene, I believe, is canon. And yes, we're hearing Adventure 2's rendition of It Doesn't Matter. Whereas the first Adventure game had a bit of an 80s rock style for It Doesn't Matter, this one just goes full on 90s, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love both versions, but I'll admit, Adventure 2 might be winning me over. It used to be that I pretty much preferred Adventure 1's version of It Doesn't Matter, but with the years, and again, believe it or not, this version actually got a remix in Sonic the Hedgehog Passion and Pride Anthem, which I actually even linked in the Music Avenue channel, so yeah, in a 2014 remix, which is absolutely awesome.
It basically mixes elements from both versions, actually. I'm a sucker for 80s metal, so I prefer version 1. Like, for example, here... give me a moment.
Yes, sir?
No, keep going. Here we go. See, one particular fact about Sonic that Jova was talking about is reflected in the chorus 2 of It Doesn't Matter. This fight is not for anybody. This is purely for myself. There is no way I'm going to give up until the very end. I can't tell what is wrong and what is right. I've got to find the answer. So basically, that's exactly it. Like, he does what his gut tells him. That's basically.
Yeah, I love that. I still love Adventure 1's theme. I think I sort of give a bit of an edge to Adventure 2 because of how.
Oh, the lyrics are the same. The lyrics are the same in both versions, Jova. So.
With some omitted from Adventure 1's, but that's admittedly just because Adventure 2's going for a faster pace.
No, the style of composition is different in both versions, but the lyrics themselves are the same.
So now what?
It's time for one last preview.
The ultimate life form.
Kingdom Hearts?
Yes.
Supersonic collision.
Kind of reminds me of the old Kingdom Hearts fan videos where had all the voice clips done like this.
Sonic Adventure 2. Last episode. Wishes are eternal.
I know what that means, but it really just looks like that, like that. Like, no, I know what it means in the context, but for no one who does, it just feels like it's thrown out of nowhere.
Well, that's part of the mystery aspect of it, to be foreboding, and you have no idea what it means.
Ask me what it
Well, that's
means.
what
Ask me
we'll
what
have to
it
find
means.
out. So.
Tune in next part for Sonic Adventure 2, Last Story.
See ya.
Yeah.
See ya.